Good afternoon, everyone. It's been a few days here since I got a video up, and we are only just, man, it's Monday today. So Tuesday, tomorrow, and then Wednesday morning, opening day of archery season here in Michigan. And as a Barnett lover, you could call me, definitely really appreciate my Barnett crossbows. Been waiting for that T-Rex release, but obviously with all the political stuff in China, probably harder and harder to get that stuff out on time. So, yeah, as the season starts, my question is, what do I talk about, right? This is a crossbow channel, mainly after all. I do some tool reviews there from Matabo from time to time, but for the most part, we talk crossbows and hunting and just life here on the homestead, right? If you're wondering why it's called Fernfield Farms, just look over my shoulder here. But anyways, I was trying to think, what is a topic that I can discuss with people who might be relatively new to the crossbow world? And I think something I noticed when I started looking into crossbows that might be a good topic would be arrows. So let's talk about arrows / bolts, whatever you want to call them. Let's talk about arrows. What do you really need? Because if you watch most channels out here, you're going to think that you need a lot. So let's dig into it. Now, when I first looked into crossbow hunting, thankfully, my brother was kind of into it. And I'll be honest, he's a lot like me as far as mindset. And my mindset is budget friendly, right? The goal is to hunt relatively as cheaply as possible, right? For a lot of us. Not all of us. I mean, if you can afford to spend a lot of money on hunting, that's awesome. A lot of us can't. So, the goal is budget friendly, right? So what's the best budget friendly option when it comes to your arrows? If you look in like your Cabela's catalog or your Lancaster archery catalog, I mean, there's just page after page of fletchings and, inserts and nocks and lighted nocks and what do you really need? This is what I think you need. Quite simply, use what comes with your bow. Now, a lot of people are going to say, but it might not be what's best for it. But it's what the manufacturer is giving you, right? On a lot of Barnett's lower end bows, they send you, kind of hard to see here, I've used this one a lot, the Headhunter bolt. Guys, that's one of the best bolts I've ever used, honestly. Accurate, standard diameter, and it just flies true. It does the job. So if you get a Barnett crossbow that comes with these Headhunter bolts, just use them. Honestly. And you can get lighted ones from them too. But just use what comes with it. It'll be just fine. Plus you just have the half moon knock on that, which is really nice. Another company, if you have a center point, their bolts work just great. Just great. Same thing. Just use the bolts that come with it. You can kill a deer. And I have been shocked with center point how accurate that AMP 425 is using these bolts. And again, you just have your standard half moon knock. Gets the job done. I mean, this even has blazer vanes, right? Not too shabby. Now, maybe you're thinking, well, I'd like some extra bolts, right? Maybe. You don't want to buy the headhunters for your extra bolts. Or the center point brand for your center point. You're thinking, maybe, is there something out there a little cheaper? And I would say absolutely. There's definitely cheaper options out there. One example, I did a review of these before, is the Sanlita Warpath bolts. You can buy them on Amazon. They're from China, but you can buy them right there on Amazon. Are they going to be the best quality? No, you'll run into a few that you're not impressed with. But the thing about the Sanlita Warpaths is you get a ton of them for the price. So you can kind of weed out which ones you don't like. And I've had a few of them break with repeated shooting, right? It happens. But you pay so little for them. And honestly, they fly as good as my Headhunter bolts, which, as I just mentioned, are one of my favorites. So this is the Warpath 8. Now, these are lighter, but they come with a 125 grain tip. So you're gonna have to remember that. That might be the downside. Yes, you save a lot of money, but you gotta make sure you keep your tips separate so you're not accidentally using them on the wrong bolts. But you get like 24 of these, I think. I mean, that's just a ton. You just can't beat the price. So this is a comparison of it next to the Barnett Headhunter. Same length. Like I said before, 125 grain tip. You do get some longer fletchings, which doesn't seem to affect it a whole lot. Obviously, this is nicer. These are cheaper. But both of these are very similar specs, and I've used this one for target practice all the time. So if you want a cheap bulk option, check out the Sanlita Warpath 8. And I think they actually have like a Warpath 10 or a Warpath 9. I'll try to put it up here. Can't remember what it's called, but it actually has an even greater straightness. I haven't tried those ones, but it's something you could look into. So you don't need to spend a ton of money building your own arrows. You can if you want to, and I think it could be quite fun, but you don't have to do that. Not at all. Just use what comes with it. Don't be afraid to try out a cheaper one. If the specs are pretty similar, it's probably going to do you just fine. Now, let's step back into the Barnett world, right? Maybe you don't have their lower end standard diameter bolts with your crossbow. Maybe, like me, it comes with the Hyperflight arrows. They work just fine. You can absolutely use those too. My honest opinion, if you're trying to save money, just use them, because they work just fine. But I do prefer the Headhunters, and you can shoot Headhunters with the BCX. With the new T-Rex, you will not be able to. So basically, I'm talking a little bit in a circle, right? But it's pretty easy. What bolts are best for your bow? The ones that came with it. Just use the ones that come with it. You could always buy a few more of those, and then you're all set, especially for just shooting around. You don't need anything that special, just what comes in the box. Now, if you are hunting, I will say a lighted knock is hard to beat, and I would suggest you do get that. So maybe order your bolts with the lighted knocks, at least one pack extra, so that you can use those for hunting. But just order the same ones that came with your bow, and you're gonna be just fine. The manufacturers aren't gonna give you the crappiest arrows that they can. They're gonna give you ones that work. Because if you're shooting crappy, you're just gonna return the bow. So don't fall prey to the lie that you have to spend a bunch of money and get these custom made arrows and, you know, do all this stuff to your arrows to get them ready to go. You don't. You can, and it is cool. I wish I knew how to do it. If you look at like Death by Bungie, he has lots of custom arrows and he really enjoys doing it. And my brother-in-law, I think he makes arrows and he enjoys doing it. For me, I just want to go hunt, and I'll just use what comes right out of the box with my bow. But that's all I got for today, guys. I'm hoping to get my bow out here, shoot a few times, make sure she's all set. But the next couple days, get ready, because I will be taking Mr. Big Storms out to start the season. And we'll see if we can get him on a deer. He's also got a turkey license, so if one of those wanders in front of him, look out. Thanks for coming, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.